didn't know until this day that it was Barzini all along.
For a week now, Senator Clinton has bashed Senator Obama and even possibly won votes based on the story that Obama had publicly railed against Nafta, while a memo by a Canadian diplomat claimed Obama's campaign secretly assured them his stand, quote, should be viewed as more about political positioning than a clear articulation of policy plans. In our fourth story on the countdown, Obama's advisor denied speaking those words, and now we learn that a much higher source from Canada revealed late last month that the Nafta promises came from a very different source, the Clinton campaign. According to an unnamed source speaking to that nation's equivalent of the Associated Press, the Canadian press, it was Clinton's campaign that contacted the Canadian government to reassure them about Clinton's anti-Nafta rhetoric. The Canadian press reporting that the source heard the chief of staff to Canada's prime minister say in a room full of television journalists, quote, someone from Clinton's campaign is telling the embassy to take it with a grain of salt. Someone called us and told us not to worry. Let's turn now to MSNBC political analyst Howard Feynman, of course, the senior Washington correspondent for Newsweek magazine. Howard, good evening.
Hi, Keith.
Am I oversimplifying this, or is this story now basically exactly the opposite of what it seemed to be a week ago?
I loved your Godfather imitation. I feel like Tom the lawyer, you know, now advising you. Yeah, it is 180 degrees different because I think it was the Clinton camp that started the conversation with the Canadians about don't worry about NAFTA. But the Obama campaign really either didn't know about it or didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah, when the story first broke, there was a mention, although much obscure relative to the Obama stuff, of Clinton's camp doing something like this, but Canadian TV focused on Obama. Obama gave that qualified denial. Clinton denied it flat out. Does she pay anything like the price Obama paid for it on Tuesday?
Well, I was just talking to the Obama campaign. I don't think they noticed or knew about the Clinton side of this thing until today. And so far, they haven't decided to make a big issue of it because they think the far more fundamental issue is that over the last few years, Hillary's had a lot of nice things to say about NAFTA. She said it was a great achievement for her husband's administration. You know, she had a lot of positive comments about it. So what her lieutenant said to the Canadians seems a side issue to them. But as you point out, the question is really about truthfulness, a flat denial of something that wasn't true. They haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm sure they will. I just talked to some of their top people who said they're looking at it very carefully.
Is this the situation, perhaps, that if the construction is accurate, or even if we've just seen separately two halves of the same story, that you said that the Obama campaign did not necessarily know about the Clinton part about it, of this till today, but in their own defense, why did they not scream more loudly from more rooftops about their own relative, or at least at worst 50-50 guilt in this thing last week?
Well, because I think they think, perhaps mistakenly, but they think they have the upper hand on the NAFTA debate. They think if people focus on the fundamentals, which, by the way, is the substance of the Obama mailers, the flyers they've been sending out, that Hillary has at best waffled on NAFTA from the very beginning and said a lot of positive things about NAFTA, whereas Obama has a much cleaner record on that, and they would rather emphasize that, and they're prepared to do that here in Pennsylvania, where I am speaking to you from Pittsburgh, and that's what they're prepared to do here in this state.
All right, wrap this stuff up for me. We have all again, another compliment to John McCain, an analogy from the Clinton campaign of Ken Starr and Barack Obama, and this remarkable thing about NAFTA, where the story is, you know, the other side of the coin entirely. I can't follow the Clinton campaign anymore. What is going on? I thought things turned around for them Tuesday night. This thing seems like it's it's crashed after the best day of the campaign so far.
Well, I think they're still flailing around for exactly what tack to take. You know, maybe the red phone worked a little bit in Texas, maybe the NAFTA dust-up worked a little bit in Ohio, but they're still having trouble basically distinguishing their message from Obama's message, and saying that their message, the Clinton message, is also one of hope and optimism about the future of the country. Here in a place like Pittsburgh, things have changed a lot. This is a different city from what it used to be, and a lot of the younger people want a message of hope and excitement and optimism, and Clinton hasn't figured out a way to reach that with anything other than negative attacks on her opponent.
Although she has moved into contention for the vice presidency for Mr. McCain, in case things fall apart.
Yes.
Howard Feynman of Newsweek and MSNBC. Great thanks, Howard.
Thank you, Keith.